This is Critical Comms World in Barcelona, Spain. Despite being held in the same venue as the world's largest cell phone event, Mobile World Congress, this is a conference few, other than those directly involved in emergency services, would even know existed. This is where mobile vendors showcase their latest and greatest in a market worth more than $300 billion a year. And this year it was a Motorola product that everyone had their eyes on. It's called IDP, Intelligent Data Portal, but that could just as easily be intelligent data policing. It's not only about where crimes are being committed right now, but also where the next crime could occur and by whom. Tom Quirk heads government products at Motorola.
We see our customers operating in three ways: before an incident, sometimes known as pre-incident, during an incident, mid-incident, after an incident, post-incident. What Public Engines provides us is a way to actually start to analyze crime patterns, map them out with hotspots and trends, but also actually go that next step in terms of predicting where the crime is going to occur.
Motorola is in a unique position to build out a network like IDP. They control the lion's share of the police radio market, something which means they have a device on thousands of officers on the beat.
IDP works by getting a lot of different data streams, some of which are public data streams that you can pull through, such as the weather reports, etc. Some of them are very highly secure data streams, such as where all the police officers are from their radio, and allows you to see what they're doing, what they're assigned, and also where they're coming from.
And while Motorola's equipment might own the radio market, when you see what the company has in mind for its next-gen system, you realize they're talking more than just walkie-talkies.
These are smart glasses, a self-contained set of glasses with a heads-up display, a camera, a gyroscope and a compass in there, so we know exactly where the police officer is and in which direction he's looking. There's a two-way information flow, so we can both see pictures taken from that camera and feed those through to the control room, and we can feed information back to the officer, which he can read in the lower part of his right eye. Names, information, mapping information, for example.
You're also tracking the use of the gun.
Motorola, as a system integrator, can build that into our smart belt. So, for example, withdrawing the pistol would trigger an event into the belt, which is again fed through Bluetooth to the hub, and we can then feed that information straight up to the control room so they know that that weapon has been drawn.
Well, this is the connected police officer.
He is top to toe, Bluetooth connected, absolutely.
All the information from officers on the beat feeds back into a centralized data center, and they say what happens next is changing the policing landscape. In 2015, Motorola acquired Public Engines, a company that does the back-end analysis of all those data streams.
So this product brings together data from a number of different data sources. I can see everything on the map, all the incidents that are happening. I've also got a view of all the resources, so police cars, policemen wandering around with mobile radios. If they have video cameras connected over LTE, we can view those as well. We link into third-party systems such as number plate recognition systems, facial recognition systems, video analytics in general, and all that information appears on the map. Let's imagine there's a football match happening tomorrow. If we can track people, maybe via border control, maybe via hotel registrations or facial recognition cameras, we can see people coming into the area, check them against a known list of troublemakers. So if there are 4 or 5, then maybe that's really when you should start to take notice. So the system will generate an alarm. They still haven't done anything at the moment, but at that point the police could say, let's deploy some resources so that they're ready for any trouble if it happens.
And IDP data streams aren't just restricted to the real world. The system can also detect unrest on social networks, pinpointing that sentiment to locations using a post's GPS information. But this all raises the obvious privacy concerns. How do you ensure that this data is secure and stays private?
Well, all the transfer of data over networks can be fully encrypted. The LTE transfer, we can run secure tunnels so that data can't be hacked into. Obviously, once the data is in the police systems, then they're in a secure environment anyway.
Motorola also says the system adds transparency with every altercation an officer is involved in being recorded. Add to that the success rate.
One customer has seen a reduction in crime occurring by 30 to 35%, which is a phenomenal amount. And really that's being created by basically determining where that crime could occur and putting patrol officers in place to deter people from committing the crime in the first place. We've also seen with some other customers a reduction of at least 20% in terms of what we call FBI Part 1 crimes. And those crimes are very severe crimes.
And those numbers have seen Motorola push even more heavily into acquiring even more data. In a partnership with a number of other vendors, Motorola has created a model patrol car that provides a completely new angle from the beat. With more than 8 HD onboard cameras, everything is integrated, and with facial and license plate recognition even automated.
Imagine you've got a big incident and you're responding to that incident. So if I flip this control over here, you've got these 4 camera feeds we've got coming in, and I can say, okay, what kind of incident am I approaching?
Oh, and there's this. In March 2015, Motorola made what they called a strategic investment into drone manufacturer Sci-Fi. The company is building drones that deliver live HD video streams. Motorola says the plan is to allow officers to launch drones from the police car or even into hostile or unsafe environments.
We've got a drone just outside here, and the great thing about a drone is it gives you the ability to capture real-time video in an environment where you might not have a camera. So if you look at this feed over here in the top right, that's actually a real-time feed from our drone. I can physically control the drone from here. I can zoom into a suspect. I can apply facial recognition on that suspect. I can find out what kind of environment I'm going into.
Motorola says the advantage of the system is that it's up to the individual authorities which technologies they adopt, and that despite what it can do now, IDP is still just in its early stages.
I think what we will have is a network of networks. So your apps see what's happening on the scene, you can see what's happening from even the officer's body-worn camera being relayed in real time, so you can get a better assessment about what's happening. The pipes are being put in to transmit and receive huge amounts of data. So we think that's going to be a very growing, at the moment it's a nascent market, a very growing market for us in the public safety world.